Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. Notice that a special meeting was properly posted on Monday, August 7th, 2017. Item number 3, discussion possible action for a transfer of general fund from the reserve to court services requested by Commissioner Ray Vaughn and myself. Commissioner?
Thank you, Mr. Treasurer. I would like to ask Grant to come up and tell us a little bit about this, but we have an opportunity to take what I think is a giant leap toward what we want to ultimately be at with regard to the management of our jail population. And there is an opportunity that we can take advantage of with these funds that will allow us to perhaps significantly reduce our jail population. Grant, would you kind of make sure everybody has answers to questions if they have them about what this is going to be used for?
Sure, to piggyback on that, obviously this will...
If you would, please identify yourself as what your position is, Grant.
Oh, sorry, Grant Billingsley, Director of Court Services. To piggyback on that, this is a great opportunity to get some of our staff in the jail, cut costs on the cost of inmates being housed over there, jail population, lower the jail population. What this does essentially is it puts us in a position to capture all those defendants, those inmates that come into that county jail during those peak hours. So roughly the Thursday through Sunday time period. As those people come in, we're there to work them up, get the paperwork completed for a pretrial release. It gets it to a judge and they're released. It gets them released prior to the full medical screen, being dressed, being housed when those major costs occur. Furthermore, it gets those defendants on a pretrial release before any unknown costs occur while being housed in jail. There's many things that can happen, obviously, once you get housed in jail. Things can change and different medical costs and stuff like that. This allows us to capture those people and get those pretrial releases beforehand. And again, with the jail population, what it'll do is as people start getting stacked up, and then we can finally get a pretrial release. As that's happening, other ones are coming in and stacking up, and finally some are released. They keep coming in, stacking up. This will allow us to get those people before there's any stacking up. So instead of a particular defendant being in that county jail for who knows, 2 days too many, 1 day too many, a month, 30 days, either way, this allows us to get those people out. They're going to get out anyway on a pretrial release.
Would you address exactly what these funds are going to be dedicated to?
Yeah, these funds will directly go towards hiring 2 case managers, and again, those 2 case managers will allow us, at a minimum, up front to be housed in that jail during those peak hours, the Thursday through Sunday, to make sure there's, and I've mapped it out, there's many options on exact times, exact days to be there, but for the most part, during those large peak hours, there's going to be very few hours that somebody from our department will not be there.
What?
Sir?
What period of time, that's not very much fun to talk about. What period of time?
Sir.
We're not talking about a lot of funds.
Turn your mic on. Yeah,
We're not talking about a lot of funds here. How long a period of time will these funds fund what you're trying to do?
It was for 10 months, September through the end of the fiscal year for 2 case managers.
And that is will it end then, or if it's successful, will you come back to us and ask for funding again?
I don't see.
I'm all for this, by
Sure.
the way, just so everybody knows. But I would want to know that you guys, if you are successful, that we keep moving in this.
Oh, absolutely.
Correct
Yeah.
direction.
Absolutely. This is just who knows, the tip of the iceberg. It's all going to get bigger and greater, hopefully, for us in our department and what we do and what we contribute to the criminal justice system as a whole. So absolutely, once that fiscal year ends, then of course.
You mentioned that they would be permanently located over there. Have you worked out a site location space for them with the jail?
Correct. We have a space already ready for us. There's computer, copier, everything's ready, up and running, ready to go.
I understand, and first and foremost, thank you so much. I appreciate what you're doing up there, and glad we're headed in that direction. Have the judges bought into this whole thing?
Well, right now, Judge Trong has been gracious enough to be the the contact person on this. So as this is happening and paperwork's being completely, she has made herself readily accessible
Okay.
as need be. Now, as far as exact times go and how that's gonna work, that hasn't been worked out. It hasn't been call once an hour, every 2 hours, every 4 hours. This is in the beginning stages. We're still working that out, so that has not been worked out. However, we have been told that she has made herself available for us. Furthermore, it's in the process also of possibly hiring a retired judge to almost be the main contact
The go-to
person for this
person.
procedure.
Okay. That's what I was concerned about, you know, 'cause there's no point in us getting everybody ready and there's nobody there to let them go.
Right.
And the court clerk and I are working on possibly some computer situations where maybe we can communicate even better, and it might even speed things up even more, so we're very pleased.
Sure.
with all this.
Mr. Chairman, I believe at this point probably no one has put a pencil to this, but just eyeballing it, so to speak. I don't think it would be out of line to say that we might very well save more than this amount of money. And these early releases where we don't dress people out, we don't incur the expenses that Grant was talking about with regard to liabilities for medical care, feeding, all those kinds of things. I could see where this would be even a net positive, you know, for the county. So, appreciate y'all's support.
I motion to it.
Okay, before we do that, first and foremost, a great set of questions. So, by the way, I see we have Mr. Ravitz here, and Mr. Ravitz, is there anything you'd like to add to this discussion? And we invite you to do so.
Give me 2 minutes. First of all, to address the county clerk's comment, Judge Trong already has on her computer, which happened this week, and on her phone, an app that she can talk to somebody in the jail now. Or not an app, but a mechanism to do that. That's already in the works. In addition, there's been private money that has been given to TEAM to actually assist those that need drug, alcohol, a place to live, and or a job. They've put together a program which kind of mirrors community sentencing, but before they've actually been convicted. And hopefully it'll allow us to expand community sentencing, because DAs, if they see somebody who's done well for 3 or 4 months in the community, they're more likely to recommend a community punishment as opposed to prison time. Again, these are only going to be nonviolent. We're not going to change the list of exclusionary crimes that you all put together, and that's not. She's also Judge Trunk's also talked to a couple other judges who are also going to participate in this. I think it's really going to work. I also am going to have a case manager that I got a private funding for to actually look at some of the tougher cases that are real borderline. The only other thing I'll promise you, if the judges don't participate in it, I'm going to give them an opportunity to have a bunch of bond hearings, and we'll see what they do. Especially, we got countless people that the DA hasn't objected to being let go in the community that are still in the county jail because nobody's willing to bond them out. Hopefully that'll change with that. So I think it's a fantastic program, and I urge everybody's support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ravitz. Any other questions or comments? Motion?
Motion to fund it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. I just like to say that word. Board comments, Mr. Sullivan?
None.
Thank you, Mr. Ravitz.
None.
Commissioner?
No, thank you. Thank you very much.
No thanks.
Yay!
Nothing for me.
Nothing for me. Are there any citizens who would like to participate? Seeing none, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're out of here.
You know.